Here are the 4 new Ninjago mech sets for January 2024, and today I'm going to be building them all, taking a look at everything they come with, and then showing off some of the many different combinations that can be made with this new collection. So stick around to see all of that. First up is the smallest, Jay's Mech Battle pack. There's not much to this one, and the build was very quick, but it was still fun snapping all of the mixer joints into place. Next is Cole's Elemental Earth Mech. This was much more complex than Jay's mech obviously, but it was still a quick and easy build overall. Then it was time for Sora's Elemental Tech Mech. Much like Cole's, this was another quick set to put together, as all the joints snap into place. And finally, Kai's Elemental Fire Mech. It's great to see paper bags finally making their way into sets, although currently these 3 mechs are the only sets I've got them in. And here they are all together. I didn't get Arian's mech as it's only a 4+ set, so I didn't really see the point, but in terms of regular sets, the collection is complete. All 4 ninja mechs plus a small wolf mech that came with Kai's. Seeing them all together like this is pretty cool, and they all follow the same basic building pattern, even the smallest. Let's start with Jay's Mech Battle pack. This is a fantastic set with a great selection of minifigures. Of course we have Jay wearing the latest ninja suit with a new mask that feels like a mixture between the Deepstone and Legacy masks, which are my favourites, so I'm definitely a fan of this new one. We also get 2 Wolf Mask warriors, brilliant for army building. The minifigures are identical except one wears a simple hood piece while the other has a new Wolf Mask headpiece. But the main star of this set is obviously Master Lloyd. This minifigure is incredible, and it's so good to get it in such a cheap set too. The set's 78 piece count is entirely dedicated to this small mech for Jay. Don't let that distract from the fact that this is genuinely a really good small mech. The mixer joints give it plenty of articulation, letting it stomp around and swing its weapons around however you like. It also can swivel around too, which adds much more to an already good build. As for the weapons, one arm wields this large golden spear to attack enemies, while the other has 2 stud shooters to fire energy out. It also does look quite big compared to the limbs, but it has plenty of space for Jay to sit inside and pilot the thing, with storage on the back for his weapons. Overall, I think this is another great small mech to add to the collection. Hopefully we get more like this, because just like the Legacy Samurai X mech, I think smaller mechs can often be some of Ninjago's best. The other 3 mechs are very similar, using the same building system as I mentioned earlier. Starting with Cole's, which comes with Cole's new suit, as you can see it's very similar to Jay's, and there's a Wolf Mask warrior too. This mech is definitely my personal favourite, and not just because Cole is my favourite ninja. First of all, this is a very stocky build, which is perfect for the Earth Ninja. It's much shorter than the other mechs and has very chunky limbs. The legs are built with the knees bent at right angles, and I actually think that works a lot better than the core joints that are used on the other mechs. These legs have some great range of motion, and you can get lots of great poses thanks to this leg shape. The arms do use the core joints however, and I'm not a fan of how gappy that makes them around the elbows. I do love the molten rock detail they have though, with trans orange parts used for the forearm. It just works so well and matches with Cole's own RX power. Each arm is able to hold this giant hammer, but unfortunately it's not possible to dual wield it since the arms aren't able to move across the torso. The torso can rotate though, which opens up so many great options for posing the thing and playing with it. The front section has the same printed golden piece that's on all of the mechs, and it opens up to let Cole sit inside. When he's in the mech, you can attach his sword to the leg to not lose it, although given how many spare swords we get in Ninjago sets, I don't think that will be an issue. Cole doesn't get many mechs, so this is definitely a welcome addition, and visually it's perfect for him. Although, as I mentioned before, it's disappointing that the arms are a bit limited in their motion. On the whole though, this is good. Next is Sora's Tech Mech. This has Sora with her hairpiece and another Wolf Mask warrior. This time it has some form of flight suit on, mostly built out of different blade and tooth pieces. There's a clear piece included on the tree so you can use it as a stand to display the warrior, either in flight or in the middle of a jump. The tree is pretty basic with a black trunk and some pink leaves, but I guess helps flesh out the environment a tiny bit, so that's nice. For the mech itself, the legs are really long, the longest out of all the mechs. They use the core joints, which unfortunately makes them a bit awkward. It's difficult to pose this one if you exclusively use the build from the instructions because the legs are stuck in this extended position and the feet don't have much movement back and forth. It's easy to fix that though by swapping the ball joints around. This makes them like the ones on Cole's mech, although the long legs still limit the motion a bit. I do like the golden armour around the waist, and the torso is able to rotate as well. Sora sits inside easily too. The arms are pretty simple for this one, with some basic blue and pink details to match Sora. The right arm wields a large double-bladed weapon, and the left has this very nice pink saw blade. which could double as both a weapon and shield. These are easily removable of course, so you can give them to any mech. They've got a bit more motion than Cole's arms due to the lack of shoulder armour, but it's also very easy to knock these pieces off the torso, so that's something to watch out for. Overall, it's not terrible. There's some good stuff here, but I do think this is the weakest of the bunch. If you're a Sora fan, you might like it, and it is good to get a hairpiece if you missed it last year, even if it is inaccurate to the show. Now for Kai's mech. This has two exclusive minifigures, those being Zane and Jordana. Zane and Kai have very similar suits, Zane getting armour while Jordana wears this awesome new villain outfit. There's also another wolf mask warrior here, and this time it comes with its own mech too. This blue mech has very thin limbs, all using mixel joints. The arms are a bit awkward, they're incredibly long, and the only motion in them is in the wrists and shoulders, but it can still slash around to defend itself. Kai's is much bigger, and quite bulky too. The legs feel like a middle ground between Sora's and Cole's. They use giant armour pieces to cover up the gaps in the knees, but still look a bit awkward from the back. Much like Sora's, the feet are a bit limited in how they move, but again, you can just swap the ball joints around to fix that if you want. Once again, Kai can sit in the familiar looking torso area, which is also able to rotate around. I like the arms on this one. They've got more motion than Cole's because the shoulder armour is free to move, and I love the use of the new lightning elements being used here in orange to represent giant flames. The weapon is a giant golden sword, which is pretty fitting for Kai. While I don't think this is as good as Cole's, it's still a great looking set, and easily one of Kai's best mechs. I do think this set is the best deal of all the mechs though. For just a little bit more money, you get an extra 2 minifigures and a smaller wolf mech, letting you stage a proper mech battle with just this set alone. But there is one more thing that all of these mechs can do. See, each of these mechs can split into smaller sections. The rotating torso that they each have is thanks to them all sharing the same basic build, with this central torso segment clicking into a lower leg attachment piece. And what that allows you to do is mix and match the pieces together to create your own custom mech designs. For example, we can give Cole's legs and Sora's arms to Kai, letting Kai channel tech power through his arms with legs that can shake the earth. Or we can give Sora's legs and Kai's arms to Cole. You can take the flames from Kai's arms and put them on Sora's arms so Kai can channel his powers through them. It's little things like this that really helps make this feature all the more fun. There are so many different combinations you can create with these. You can even throw Jay's mech into the mix, which allows for some pretty funny outcomes. What were already decent mech sets get elevated thanks to this combination feature, and I think if you like Ninjago mechs, then you're gonna like these. If you like the mechs from Ninjago Core, then you're definitely gonna love these, but if you're not a fan of Ninjago mechs, you're probably not missing much by skipping them. At the end of the day, these are just bigger core mechs with a splitting function, and I'm sure any exclusive minifigures will show up in other sets or be available on Pick-a-Brick in due time. So if you want to give these a pass, there are still plenty of options to get characters you want. Although I would still absolutely recommend Jay's mech to anyone, just because of how great a deal it is. Of course, that's just my opinion, so feel free to share your own in the comments below. Tell me what your favourite mech from this collection is and if you'll be getting any of them. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and click on screen now to check out another video, and I'll see you again soon.